Hey guys, this is a video for James that he requested on my pitch page. He pitched me this request for a video. I'm looking at you on my watch so I can actually see what I look like, which is terrible in this lighting. But hey, who cares? Because my piano's green anyway. And call this a Halloween video because I'm recording it on Halloween. This video is on C Jam Blues. Though the request is to dig into the bass line and the chords rather than just the soloing. So I listened back to C Jam Blues by Oscar Peterson on this YouTube video. If you just look up Oscar Peterson C Jam Blues, it's the first one that comes up, black and white, with him and the trio. It's so freaking good. I got into it and I just couldn't stop watching and just was grooving out to it. And then I reminded myself I meant to actually do this video. So here's the video on how he's doing his bass line. And it's actually, I'm gonna do a little more than that. I'm gonna show you in general how to do a bass line in solo piano. I'm gonna focus on how Oscar Peterson's doing it, which is in a 2-feel. But I'm also going to show you some chords rather than just the soloing. So how you can do that, and you can do that in the context of like a band. So I'm going to not cramp my neck up there. All right. So what Oscar Peterson is doing in his opening solo for this is he's doing a 2-feel the entire time. Eventually the bassist comes in and does a full 4/4 walking, but let's just start with the 2. So I recommend doing this with a metronome as slow as you need to in order to get it. But it's going to sound a little bit like this in the end. And then sometimes you can go into a 4. So that's, you can solo over that too. I've got to warm up. Anyway, so that's sort of the idea. Let's start by just going through the basics of how you want to structure these bass lines. So it's obviously a blues form, so it's 1 4 1 1 4 4 1, and then sometimes 6, sometimes 2 5 1 5. All right, I went through that fast, but let me know if you need that slower. I can do another video on it. You can always send me a pitch with your video request. So in the context of that, you start out with you're on your 1, 1 2 3 4, and now you want to go to your 4. What you normally do is a passing tone, which is often a half step away in one direction or another from the next note. So the next chord is a 4, right? And how do we get to that 4? You can do either an F sharp to the F or an E to the F. And that sounds like this. Well, actually, you know what? Let me back up one step further, which is to describe how I did that first sort of scalar move to when you're in one key. So you might not understand yet this part of it. So that is, we're counting 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And the gist of it is we're basically just walking up the scale with a few passing tones that make sense. And this is why you skip the 2. I don't exactly know. Maybe one of my followers can help clarify that. But I know that normally, if you're going to walk up the scale in a C2 feel, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're kind of outlining. It's probably because it really makes it clear that you're in a major key. I mean, it's Mixolydian, but it has a major third. So you make that clear at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you keep your upwards momentum. Use the flat 5, which is a blues note, very commonly used. And then you essentially you hit your flat 7, which is the key. It's in the scale that you're using, but you then add a passing tone, 1, 2, 3, 4, as like the normal. So if you're getting this just piece by piece, just practice that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then that's when you do the passing tone to the next chord, which is a G flat to the F. Okay, so let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and by the way, when I do this is like, it's sort of like what you hear on an upright bass when somebody does like an open string to a note. It's like a muted note, a ghost note, and you want to play it as like, this is an electric piano, so I can't really get a good muted ghost note out of this, but if I were playing on an acoustic piano, this would be barely audible when you go back to that note. So like it's really just a rhythm to show the swing. And notice I anticipated the G flat because I wanted to emphasize that we're going in a direction that is we're going. It's a significant departure from the 1. So you're hanging out on the 1. Now you're on the 4. So if you were just hanging out on the 4 the entire time, you could go do the same exact thing that you did on the 1. But the 4 is only 2 measures, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and then this acts as a great leading tone back to your 1. So now you're on the what is this? The 7th measure? I think it's the 7th measure, and it's the beginning of the turnaround. So anyway, let's start from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hanging out on the 1. Now you're on the 4. Now you're on the 1. Then you can walk down. So I'd go 1, 2. Actually, let's not get there yet. Let's do the let's just do the 6. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we're going from the 1 to the 6 now because it's the 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5. That latter half of the blues form. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're on the 6, and now you need a passing tone to your 2. So you are. That passing tone can be the C sharp because that's also the natural 3 of the A. So that is moving from the now you're moving to the 2, and then you need a passing tone to the 5, so you can use the F sharp going up to the 5. And now sometimes I'll usually go to the 3, 6, 2, 5 here. 3, and then you want. Right now I'm walking on every individual note, and then the passing note to the 1. So let's go through this super slowly. I think somebody tried to walk in here. Yeah, didn't need me. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, leading to the 4. Now going up the 4 scale. Now 1 to the 6, leading to the 2, leading to the 5, to the 5, now to the 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, and then you repeat it. I'm going to do it again just to nail this in. Okay, I'm gonna pause and show what I was actually naturally just about to do, which was go to a different version of this. Because as you go through this, you usually don't actually want to repeat the same exact thing. You want to go to a different thing. So what I was gonna do was down the octave, which is the same as going up the octave, but I was going to go down the octave to that 3, 4, sharp 4 to the 1, and then to the 6, to the 2, 5, 4, 1, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Now notice what I'm sometimes also doing is coming at a chord from a different direction. So for example, if I wanted to go to the 4 from the note half step below it, I could do that, and it would actually be a little bit easier on the ear because it's still in the key of the 1. So 1, check this out. See? Now 1, now walk down. So what I did there was I did the 1 and then chromatically going down to the 6. So 7, flat 7, 6, or 6 to lead to the 2, and now the half step above the 5, to the 5, to the half step above the 3, to the 3, then walk the half step below the 6, to the 6, to the half step below the 2, to the 2, to the half step below the 5, to the 5, and the half step below the 1, to the 1. All right, so I'm gonna now just walk this for a little bit and see if you can transcribe this. And if you can get like 2 slightly varied versions of this and do it in all the keys, you'll be pretty set for a 2-feel blues bass line. I would highly recommend doing that. All right, ready? So. Now, in another video, I can do a full walking bass line. Oscar Peterson doesn't do that at all during the C-Gem Blues intro, so I'm going to leave it at this 2-feel for now. But let me know if you want a full walking bass line. And actually, I would reference Jimmy Smith for like a really ideal walking bass line that's a 4-feel. But anyway, now I'm going to show you some basic chords. It's super simple, actually. This is like the icing on the cake. If you're accompanying somebody, you want to play with a horn player. Here's your first super simple chord on the 1. It's 3, 7, 9. And often you can, the rhythm of this is like, if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can do it on the end of the 1 and the end of the 3. It helps to like kind of substitute a drum feel. It gives you some rhythmic stability as long as you have the rhythm super solid and with a really good swing. So 1. So I started to do, I won't vary it that much. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted a little bit. So 1, 4, right? So this is the 4, which is just the 7, the 3, and the 13. And now you can go to the 6, which is like the 7, the natural 3, and the sharp 5 of the 6. To the 2, which is the 3, the 7, and the 9. To the 5, which is the 3, the 7, the 3, and the 13, or the 7, the 3, and the 5. I would do the 13, or the flat 13. And then you can just do tritones for this turnaround, which is the 3 and the 7 of the 3, the 7 and the 3 of the 6, the 2 and the 3 and the 7, the 2, and the 7 and the 3 up the 5, and then back to the 1. And you can add that 9 back there. So what that sounds like is this. Oh, and by the way, when I hit that, all I did was chromatic planing. So F sharp, you do an F sharp chord, which is you could do the 7, 9, 3, and 13 of the F sharp to the F. And then back to the 1, 6, 2. I'm getting a little fancy there. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm just doing different variations of that. The one of those chords. The one thing to maybe explain here is the walk down. So you can do like 1, 7, flat 7, 6 if you want, or like make it a 13 chord and just move it all down in half steps to the 2 with the sharp 9, to the 5 with a 13, to the 3, 6, 2, 5. Alright, so back to comping. Sorry, I'm just fucking around now. That's the idea. Okay, I gotta go because the Halloween party's about to start at the studio here at Tiny Room Studios. But I hope this helps clarify some of the walking bass line. Please learn this, learn it in all the keys, and send me a video. Let me know how you're doing on it. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you want a whole nother video on something, send me a pitch. Pledge as much money as you would pledge on it, and when these things get around like $80 or so, I'll end up making the videos, and I really appreciate your patronage. Thanks, guys. Peace.